The observation deck of the Galactic Survey vessel Eternal Curiosity hummed with tension as Commander Vral's three primary eyes dilated in unison. On the main view screen, a scene unfolded that defied every xenobiological principle in the Galactic Archive. "Magnification factor 12, Vral ordered, his vocal sac pulsing with unease. The image sharpened to reveal Alexandra Reeves, a lone human female, circling a wounded Ursus Arctos horribilis, designated Earth Apex Predator No. 3. Blood matted the creature's fur where Alexandra had already stabbed it with a sharpened branch. Science Officer Pellner's feathered crest flattened against her skull. "By the 7 moons, she's taunting it." Indeed, Alexandra bared her teeth in what their databases labeled a smile, but now looked eerily similar to the threat display of a Naragoth deathworm. "Come on, you overgrown rug," the human growled, her words crisply translated by the ship's AI. Asterisk. "Let's finish this." Asterisk. Security Chief Grox's armored exoskeleton rattled. "That's not survival behavior. That's sport." The battle reconstructed. Asterisk. 1. Initial encounter. Alexandra had been hiking when the grizzly charged. Instead of fleeing, she grabbed a fallen oak branch. First strike, jabbing the splintered end into the bear's snout. 2. The turning point. When the 300 kilograms predator reared up, Alexandra did the unthinkable. She charged forward, driving the branch deep into its shoulder. "Note the precision," Pellner whispered. She targeted the brachial plexus. 3. Improvised armament. Broken branch discarded. Now wielding a 4.5-inch carbon steel hunting knife, primitive but effective, Grox admitted. Blood loss, human, 12%, bear, 23% and rising. Alien reactions. Asterisk. Crew member, species, respawn. Vral, triocular Zenthian, this violates the laws of predation. Grox, chitinous quark, audible combat plate vibration. Pellner, avian Zelnaga, her adrenal response should have killed her by now. Critical moment. Asterisk. The bear's final lunge. Alexandra's countermove. Duck under swinging paws. Knife upward through jaw into cranial cavity. Twist left to sever brainstem. The massive predator collapsed. Silence on the observation deck. Then, the inexplicable aftermath. Alexandra knelt beside the dead bear, her voice softening. Rest easy, big guy. You fought well. She placed a bloody palm on its forehead. Junior xenologist Mchloro gasped. "Is this a ritual?" "No," said psychologist Venbera. "It's respect. She's honoring a worthy opponent." The observation deck of the Eternal Curiosity had fallen into stunned silence. Commander Vral's three primary eyes remained locked on the view screen, where Alexandra Reeves stood panting over the fallen grizzly bear. Blood dripped from her wounds, mixing with the predator's dark crimson in the dirt. "Play it again," Vral ordered, his voice barely above a whisper. The footage rewound. Alexandra's desperate dodge under the bear's swiping claws, the way she rolled and came up with the hunting knife glinting in the fading light, the final, brutal thrust upward into the beast's skull. "Her movements," Pellner murmured, her feathered crest twitching. "They weren't just reactive. She anticipated the bear's attacks." Grox's armored exoskeleton rattled as he leaned forward. No species survives first contact with an apex predator by thinking. They run. They freeze. They don't counterattack. On screen, Alexandra knelt beside the dead bear, her breath still ragged. Then, inexplicably, she placed a hand on its massive head. "I'm sorry, old man," she whispered. The translation matrix struggled with a nuance, regret, respect, something deeper. "You deserved better." Vral's secondary neural cluster pulsed with alarm. "She's mourning it." "Not just mourning," Pelner corrected. "Honoring." The implications settled over the observation deck like a suffocating fog. A predator that respected its prey was one thing. A predator that respected other predators was something else entirely. The first Vexker slaver emerged from the tree line just as Alexandra finished bandaging her wounds. Its adaptive camouflage flickered, a brief distortion in the air, but Alexandra's head snapped up as if she'd sensed it. "Tom," she said, her voice low. "Get everyone inside." Tom frowned. "What? Why?" Alexandra didn't take her eyes off the empty forest edge. "Just do it." The Vexker unit stepped fully into view, its chitinous armor glistening under the setting sun. 6 more followed, their neural disruptors humming to life. Alexandra's fingers tightened around her knife. What happened next defied every tactical simulation in the galactic archive. The humans didn't panic. They didn't flee. They mobilized. Doors slammed. Windows shuttered. Within moments, the settlement had transformed into a fortress, not with energy shields or plasma turrets, but with axes, rifles, and a flaming pitchfork wielded by a grinning elderly woman. Groxa's combat AI recalibrated twice before settling on a new probability. Outcome: Vexker retreat imminent. The slavers never stood a chance. Alexandra didn't hesitate when the first extraction pod descended. She sprinted, her injuries forgotten, and leaped onto the pod's hull as it lifted off. The Vexker inside barely had time to register her presence before she drove her knife into the hatch release. The pod's interior was cramped, alien, and smelled like ozone. The slaver captain reached for its shock claws, just as Alexandra smashed a chair leg across its thorax. "Hi," she said, grinning. "Let's talk." The Galactic Council's emergency session lasted 14 hours. Pacifists demanded Earth's immediate quarantine. Militarists argued for recruitment. Scientists just wanted to study the phenomenon they dubbed combat euphoria. Vral watched the debates rage, his third eye twitching. On the main screen, Alexandra's face filled the view screen, transmitted from the stolen Vexker ship. "Attention Galaxy," she said, Earth glowing blue and green behind her. "We're coming." She paused, then added, "Bring snacks." The transmission cut out. Silence. Then Grox, ever the pragmatist, sighed. "We're doomed."